morning, Friday, June 19th, and things around this country are getting attacked. Lots of things around this country are getting attacked. Aunt Jemima's gone. Uncle Ben is gone. Christopher Columbus is knocked down and burned. Google was attacked. Google's extensions were attacked. 32 million pieces of information were taken from Google websites, Google extensions. Apparently there was malware that was inserted to these extensions. How many of you know what an extension is? It's an application, a small application that you attach to the browser, to the Chrome browser, which is the most popular browser out there. Now, when you attach this extension, this piece of software to the browser, it does certain things. I have one on mine which blocks certain advertising, websites that advertise a certain way. What's happened is that hackers have designed pieces of software of their own that they attach to the extensions, and then they're able to pick up sensitive information off your computer. And of course, Google's at fault because they weren't really paying attention. These attacks have been found by several other security organizations that roam around and check sites out. They do that with, of course, Google's permission. So that's how this thing was discovered. It was discovered by a third party, not Google themselves. Right? Not every attack is a serious attack. Sometimes it's just hackers that are playing around and trying to improve their skills. But in many cases, these are serious attacks. So in some cases, the information could be financially disastrous. And in some cases, it doesn't really matter that much. Now, the extensions that I'm talking about are usually free. Google has a store with a lot of these applications in it. You go into the Google store and you pick one out. Doesn't cost you anything, and you attach it. So just be very careful if you have if you use Google Chrome and you have extensions, just be very careful with them. I find that the extension that I wanted, which was basically to block some of these pop-up software things that drive you crazy, I haven't had any problems with them. And I check quite often to make sure that all of my accounts and everything are secure. I do a periodic check to make sure that there's nobody roaming around in my investment portfolios or whatever else I have out there. So I advise that people who are on their laptop a lot and do shopping through Amazon or places like that, if you're a very active computer user like me, you should check your accounts on a periodic basis and make sure that they are safe. Now, out in Los Angeles is going to replace some LAPD officers with unarmed responders. And the city's police union supports the move. The responders that they're going to replace them with will be medical professionals, mental health workers, homeless outreach workers. So that's very interesting in that I hope they figured out a way to do that. It always occurs to me that you could end up in a situation where somebody who is unarmed is unprepared to deal with whatever is going on out there. I hope it's a success and that nobody gets killed while they're experimenting with this thing. It's certainly worth a shot, but I'm always skeptical about these kinds of things because I don't think these people plan properly. So hopefully the police union and the people in Los Angeles know what they're doing. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the Democrats are moving forward with their policing reform package, setting up a vote for the full House next week. And I know that their reform package probably won't be acceptable to the Republicans because nothing is acceptable to the Republicans and the Democrats these days. So hopefully they'll have something that'll be good, and maybe they'll get it through, both parties, and then we'll see if Mitch McConnell even does anything with it, because, Mitch McConnell will let it sit on his desk if he doesn't like it, and nobody can do anything about it. So in this country, McConnell is like a second king. Trump is the first king, and McConnell is the second king. So let's see what happens with this police reform package. Be interesting to watch that. And they have to get it done quickly because the poor baby's got to go away for 2 weeks around the 4th of July. I mean, you got to have your July recess. So who knows when this thing will really get finished. Now, a quick update on COVID-19. The White House has a thing called Operation Warp Speed, and they're trying to come up with a vaccine as fast as possible. But some experts are saying that they are missing out on the tried and true technologies that have been used over the years to cure diseases like hepatitis and flu and polio and rabies. Now, the administration is spending over $2 billion in these newer approaches that are promising, but have never resulted in any vaccines. They're not tried and true yet. Meanwhile, President Trump on TV yesterday downplayed the U.S. outbreaks, right, and said the virus is dying out. But it's not dying out because we have increases in all of those states that opened too early. Florida, where he's going to hold his rally, they're rising. The case numbers are rising in many states. Anyhow, in the UK, people found that people with type A blood actually have a higher risk of catching the virus and developing severe symptoms, while type O blood have a lower risk. So I guess if you know what your type blood is, you could take more chances or less chances. And having said all of that, I think it's time for me to stop today. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the morning.